Hey everybody, just wanted to jump in real quick before we get started and let you know that today's episode is kind of special. We split it into two parts. The first half is more of a regular podcast with a special new guest, Gunner, and the second half is an interview I did with a local author, Dylan Sanders. I should point out that the interview I did, half the audio was lost. So my half of the discussion is completely gone. So what I've done is gone back and recreated my questions. So it might sound a little odd, and I really apologize. You're going to hear a little bit of different audio, but you're going to hear a little bit of weirdness there. That's what happened with that. That's all I got for you. See you in the episode. Thanks, guys. So, all right, everybody, this is the TalkCast, podcast that is all about talking and casting. And my name is Dustin. Hi. If you've been here before, you'll know that. This is a little weird. Today's not your average episode. Maybe we should roll the window up, you think?
Probably.
Maybe not all the way, but so wind's not directly hitting the mic.
Like, we're not like dogs.
That's good. We're men here. So, I have a special guest today with me today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm, well, my name's Gunner, but you can call me my nickname online, which is Unknown Weirdo, which is...
You mean Unknown Weirdo?
If we're on the Twitch channel, yeah.
Yes, that will. I mean, those people will probably hear this.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Yes, Unknown Weirdo is with us, Gunner. We are in a very special studio space today.
We are. Foam on the walls.
I should say, yeah, it's very, very nice, very high-end studio we're in.
Definitely not in a parking lot.
No, definitely not in my car in a parking lot on my lunch break. So anyway, welcome to the TalkCast. Couldn't do a regularly scheduled one this week. The other normal guys couldn't make it on the night that I could do it, so it's mainly my fault. So I'm trying to make up for it. We got a special episode today. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff, just all kinds of stuff. So let's go right to that. So the big news for today is Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
It done been announced.
Done did it.
And we've seen the trailer. What do you think?
Dog's OP.
There is a dog A, probably OP, and B, will die.
100% will die.
100% will die.
Ron Perlman, though, will never die. He is immortal.
Ron Perlman, confirmed immortal.
And war never changes.
War, even in the trailer. And it was funny because I showed you the trailer, and you're like, oh, I wonder if war changes. And I'm like, just watch the trailer. You will find out.
War did not change.
Confirmed.
But Ron Perlman, all around awesome.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites, absolutely. I love Hellboy. I love just this Ron Perlman. He's the best.
Ron Perlman.
His face, hard to look at, but
hard to look at. It's the horns. You're not supposed to look at the horns.
Yeah, and that one hand is really big.
The tail gets the ladies, though.
Yeah, it does get them, and they go woo.
Destroy the universe.
So, what do you think, though? Fallout 4. What do you?
Fallout 4. I played Fallout New Vegas. I really like Fallout. I need to play more of it, though. I haven't played the first two with the top-down.
They're top-down, yeah, old school.
Played a little bit of the Fallout 3. I don't know why I haven't played them more. I like Bethesda. I like the Fallout. I just never got around to playing them all, really. I
had someone the other day at my place of business call it Bethesda.
Oh, boy.
Is that new Bethesda game been announced yet?
Mm-hmm.
I had to really think about what they were talking about.
Yep, it was Elder Scribes 6. That's exactly what it was.
Yep, that is it, actually. I'm also excited about it. I've kind of like you. I've played 3 and I've played New Vegas, but I've never finished either one.
Yeah.
And I like them, but I just don't they're not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a shot. The one thing I noticed about the trailer was there's a lot more color.
Yes.
And that's good for me.
There was a lot of brown. I mean...
Yep.
I mean, it's like desert apocalypse, so there's obviously going to be brown-ish tints, but a little color doesn't help. Or doesn't hurt.
What?
So, too much color would make my eyes bleed.
I bet people will complain there's too much color in this trailer.
My God,
they will.
My eyes. I went blind.
NeoGAF.
Yeah, there we go.
I wonder how much of that train will pick up. Doesn't matter. So, Fallout 4, the trailer happened today. We haven't got any actual other information. So, by the way, I should say that we're recording this on the day that came out.
The 3rd.
The 3rd of June. in the year of our Lord 2015.
Hail Cthulhu.
Hail, yep. The old ones. That's the church I go to. Let's see, what else? The Fallout thing. Well, the other thing about that trailer that I like is that it shows some pre-war stuff.
There was some pre-war stuff in there.
That's interesting. And I wonder if a big hunk of the game might be...
That could be true. Like, they could do like a pre...
Like do a Portal 2 situation.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be really
Wouldn't that be great?
If they did a Portal 2 thing, that would be pretty awesome. Like, give some backstory, because...
That you get to really, like, experience.
I haven't played the first or second one. I don't know if there was much backstory to it, but... That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And I think the series probably needs something to change.
Yeah, kind of like, not really a prequel, but like an epilogue. Or not an epilogue.
Prologue?
Prologue, there we go.
I'm prologue, by the way.
What is words?
I'm not anti-log.
Anti-log. Stargate log.
Stargate log. Starlog. Starlog? What is the word I'm looking for? Captain's log?
Captain's log.
Captain's
Stargate.
log. Why was Mr. Spock looking in the toilet?
I don't know.
He was trying to find the captain's log.
There we go.
That's the end of the podcast.
And boom goes the dynamite.
So, Fallout 4, we'll see. We'll see.
I really don't think Bethesda really makes a bad game. It was a little bump with Elder Scrolls Online.
That's not that's not the same studio though.
Yeah,
it's a different studio. Still published by them.
They really shouldn't. I don't know. Skyrim.
They shouldn't lunge forward.
Yeah, they really shouldn't lunge forward. Skyrim, or not really Skyrim, just Elder Scrolls. It's more of a single player game.
I agree. Totally agree.
Like, I played so many hours of Skyrim and Oblivion, just like in either like a Skype call or Xbox Live, and it was like the best time I've had video gaming in a while. Yep.
You don't need the multiplayer, I don't think. Mm-mm. Well, and especially like if it were a regular traditional multiplayer, maybe I'd be more interested. But it's set up like an MMO. It's an MMO. That does not do it for me. Mm-mm. I don't want to have to get guys together and go on a raid and take all night. Like, what if I just want to do like what I would want would be more like Borderlands. Yeah, where I can be playing on my own, and then you press a button, and then all of a sudden you're in my game.
I don't want it to be like a lone fish in the ocean, just like, oh.
How about a lone wolf in the ocean?
Wolves don't swim. In the ocean, at least.
They do swim.
Not in the ocean.
I don't know that. Can you confirm that a wolf has never been in the
ocean? Probably.
Okay, you could probably confirm
There's sea lions. I don't see any sea wolves.
All right. There is a man climbing the Chinese restaurant right now. There are two men. I think they're ninjas. Just a guess. They might be...
Then how can we see them?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're...
in training.
They're in training, yeah.
Well, they have a ladder. They're definitely not in training.
They use a ladder.
They know better.
The League of Shadows has come to the Chinese restaurant. We know.
This underneath my seat? Oh, we know. Yeah, that's weird.
That's right.
Fallout 4.
The Brotherhood of Egg Foo Young. The dark Brotherhood of Egg Foo Young.
Dark Brotherhood.
So a thing we do on this podcast is we talk about sometimes what happened on today's date in history. Mm-hmm. And today, June 3rd, 1965, I mentioned it to you earlier, an American walks in space.
America.
And he did not get lost.
That is the most important part.
So I'm just going to read this little blurb here. 120... That's weird. Why would they say it like that? Look how that's written.
What?
100 is spelled out, and then 20. 120. What? Anyway, 100 and 100. 120 miles above the Earth, Major Edward H. White II opens the hatch of Gemini 4 and steps out of the capsule, becoming the first American astronaut to walk in space. Attached to the craft by a 25-foot tether and controlling his movements with a handheld oxygen jet propulsion gun, White remained outside the capsule for just over 20 minutes. His pants were filled. As a spacewalker, White had been preceded by Soviet cosmonaut
Russian name.
Alexei A. Leonov.
Cousin. Just call him Cousin. Let's go bowling.
White had been preceded by Soviet cosmonaut Cousin, who had been space bowling on March 18th, 1965. Was the first man ever to walk in space.
Now, is that EVAR or like EVER forever? EVAR.
EVA.
Okay.
Get it? EVA. Oh, that totally works here on a few levels.
Smart.
We're so smart.
We're so good.
We're so good. So that's interesting. Would you walk in space?
Well, I don't know. It would be
Well, let me ask you this: what could they get you in space to begin with?
Yes, I can definitely go in space.
If you're in space, you might as well walk.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. You'll definitely have like a full diaper just because like just walking in space, you're all there by yourself. If you like do something wrong, you're just nothing's gonna stop you.
Now, is it okay? It's a space walk. He didn't walk. Did he walk on like the side of his craft, or did he just float around a little bit? Because technically, that's not a walk. That's a float. That's a space float.
Untethered spacewalk. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Why would you do that?
I don't.
Untethered?
Untethered, like
no, they don't do that, do they?
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Have you ever seen that picture of the guy? Just it's Earth in the background?
There's got to be a tether.
No, there's no tether.
There's a tether.
First untethered spacewalk.
Dude, no way.
Oh, it totes happened.
That horrifies me just thinking about it.
That would probably never happen in my lifetime for me.
Untethered? That's awful.
That would be pretty scary. I mean, he has an oxygen tank, just
that doesn't matter. He gets bumped the wrong way, his thing stops shooting out, and then he's dead.
Yeah.
He floats away.
Like, Halo Reach going towards, like, this isn't Spartan.
Yeah, but you're burning up.
Yeah.
Because you're done.
There was a lot of burning. But
it's not like you can just have a parachute.
Yeah, a parachute's solid everybody.
Well, like, what if you shoot in the wrong direction and there's just no way? You're not coming back.
That's why it was, like, the first untethered one. Like, I don't think they do it, like, anymore just because of the risk and stuff like that. But there definitely has been an untethered one. Cause
I'm going to have to look that up for next time. There's no way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying there's no way I would be involved.
I would do a tethered one. Untethered, hell no, probably. Yeah, there's no probably.
Do you think they like do it a couple times and get sick of it? Like the thrill wears off?
I don't know. That's pretty. I just one run thing. Like
if you're not paying attention, oh man.
Oof. Like this, it could be like gravity, George Clooney would come and save you.
Yeah, but he was not really there. Spoilers.
You don't know that. He was there in my heart.
Was he?
Maybe my brain.
I see. That movie was pretty cool.
Gravity was pretty good.
I have heard of a lawsuit against that movie. Have you heard this?
Mm-mm.
A lady, and I don't know her name. Sorry, lady.
Lady.
Some nice woman wrote a screenplay or a short story or something, which was about a woman astronaut or engineer or something on a space station, and then almost the exact plot of Gravity. Stuff goes wrong, and she's floating around, and a bird almost just flew into the window just now. And she's floating around, and like stuff's going wrong, and whatever, and it's like almost the exact plot of Gravity.
Now, was this like
and she tried to get it sold, like she tried to sell it, and they said we're not interested in this, sorry. And then like a couple years later, what's the director's name? Alfonso Cuarón.
I do not know.
Was like all of a sudden, hey, I got the script, and I think he wrote it. Yeah, something like that. And so all of a sudden, she's like, hey, that's my story. What are you doing? So that movie may be a big ripoff. I don't know. I don't know who to believe.
Yeah, I like Gravity. It was pretty good the first time. Like
I probably don't ever need to watch it again.
Yeah,
I think I remember saying that after it was over. Like, yeah, I don't need to see that again.
Like one and done.
Yeah,
because
cool movie though.
Yeah, it was a really cool movie. Had really cool effects and stuff like that.
But not your favorite movie.
Not my favorite movie. Probably the recent movie I watched, Interstellar. That is such a good movie. Yeah. You definitely need to watch it.
I'm going to watch it soon.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a huge Matthew McConaughey fan.
Yeah,
but he did really good in that movie. I want to punch Anne Hathaway just because what she does in that movie, and I want to punch Brad Pitt.
Right,
he's in there.
Wait, Brad Pitt's not in it.
No, not Brad Pitt. It's Damon.
Spoilers.
Matt Damon. I always get those two confused.
Matt Damon.
I don't know why. Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Why you want to punch Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt. Oh, but I want to punch Matt Damon.
Okay.
And Anne Hathaway. And it has the guy, I believe, from
Michael Caine.
It has Michael Caine in it. Which, if you say Michael Caine...
That movie has Michael Caine in it.
Michael Caine, in Michael Caine's accent, you're saying his name.
Michael Caine.
Or if you say car keys with a Boston accent, it sounds like you're saying khakis.
Khakis. Have you seen my khakis?
Yeah, they're over there on the table. Why are my pants on the table?
I don't know.
But
my pants go on the table. I don't know.
Interstellar, really good movie.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
I give it like a solid,
Salad?
A salad.
How many salads out of 10?
So many salads, above a 9, definitely.
Above a 9?
Above a 9.
So a 10. Or are we using a decimal system?
We can do a 9.5.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right.
The 0.5 just because I hate Anne Hathaway in that movie.
Anne Hath go away.
Anne Hath go away. There we go.
Not a fan.
We're going away.
Do you like her in Batman?
Yeah, she was fine.
Now, do you mean fine?
I'm like, I'm not attracted to her. My personal favorite would probably be Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba?
Oh, yeah.
Mine's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
I knew that, though.
Yeah, just saying. Now, it's no secret.
The pinballs.
The pinballs,
They
bro.
go around and
Dude,
around.
I found out that pinball place is closing.
Which one?
The one I'm always talking about, CP Pinball.
Where's
in
that at?
Roxanne, Illinois. They have like 70 tables.
Are they selling them?
I don't know what he's doing. He's got 70 tables in there. You
Jeez,
pay
dude.
one fee, and you go there from like 6 to midnight, and you can play unlimited pinball.
Oh, my God.
And they're all like the best tables. He's got the Elvira table. He's got both Elvira tables.
That sounds awesome.
It's the best place in the world. It's BYOB. You
BYOB.
bring your own drinks, and you pay once, and then you play all the games you want. There's also got some MAME cabinets. So like, if you want to play some Street Fighter, some Mortal Kombat in the arcade, the way it's meant to be played,
Wow.
dude, you're there. That place is the best place. It should just not close.
I think arcades can come back. It's hard for arcades to stay relevant, I understand, but
Sure.
there's so many arcades though in like Asia and like
Where else?
Japan.
Name some more countries that have arcades.
I'm pretty sure India has at least one.
You think so?
Minimum.
Minimum. Okay.
But I would definitely go for like a Flynn's arcade anytime soon.
Flynn's Arcade?
Yeah.
Did you hear? Oh, we need to talk about Tron 3.
Oh my gosh, that Tron is my favorite all-time movie.
So you got some bad news this week.
I haven't heard this Tron news.
Oh,
actually.
no.
Oh boy.
Strap yourself in. The movie Tomorrowland came out, right?
Yes.
They had a lot of money in that,
Uh-huh.
and it did not perform exactly how they wanted.
In Tomorrow's Land? That's
Tomorrowland.
Disney, right?
Yeah, Disney. Therefore, Tron 3 canceled.
Forever?
Forever.
For right now.
Forever. Because they think it'll perform in a similar fashion.
Tron Legacy, I don't know. I really enjoy Tron Legacy. I love Jeff Bridges. I love the visual effects of Tron. It's like old and new, like old, like
Bill Tron's amazing. I love it.
it's
both.
dated right now, but for that time it was like revolutionary. But oh man, I love me some Tron, and it has Daft Punk in it.
It does have that one.
So good.
That's true.
I love that whole soundtrack.
It's pretty good. Yeah, not just the D-Res song. Like every track is pretty good. The Grid or whatever that track. That's with the
Jeff
voiceover.
Bridges.
Yeah, the Grid.
I got in, man.
that's the best.
I love how like it reminds me of the Big Lebowski. His character. in
Yeah,
Tron.
he kind of does. Yeah,
It's like just call me the dude.
that's what they
El
call me.
Duderino.
Yep, that's one of my favorite movies. Big
man.
Lebowski.
I love Big Lebowski. I even liked R.I.P.D.
I have not seen that. It did not do well at all.
I know like everybody hated that movie, but I love Jeff Bridges in that, and I like Ryan Reynolds.
What do you think of Deadpool coming out?
Like I saw that little, I guess, sneak peek. I guess what it was,
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, and how they're like it's gonna be rated R. I'm like, thank God for a Deadpool movie being rated R.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to.
Yeah,
be.
don't even
Otherwise,
bother if it's not rated
There
R.
has to be like 3 things, like
Swearing,
swearing,
ultra-violence,
ultra-violence, and it has to be in like
super
the
crude,
breaking the fourth wall and stuff.
and super crude.
Super crude.
if it breaks the fourth wall, it's rated R.
Oh my gosh. I really hope. I didn't like the Deadpool in Origins.
Who did? That's
like,
not Deadpool.
Yeah, that's so dead.
You're fidgeting like a lot.
Well, like I'm just like I'm really getting into this. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You're making a lot of noise, like right around the microphone area.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it might pick up.
I'm sorry.
If you heard a lot of noise, guys, it wasn't my fault.
It was me kind of.
I'm classically trained podcaster.
classically trained.
Not a big deal. I'm from the old school.
I just can't stay still.
No, it's fine. You're fine.
I got Twitch.
Twitch. You want to talk about Twitch?
.tv.
Twitch.tv. So you watch Twitch.
I do.
One of the first things I can remember. Let's just say this. You helped I do a Twitch stream with my wife. And
Steffi Pie?
Steffi Pie, yes. Twitch.tv/Steffi Pie. And you let us borrow your Elgato.
I like that word.
It has come in what?
Elgato. Hasta Elgato. Billy and Mandy.
It has come in very handy, and we've used it a ton, and it's like it really helped the stream a lot.
What do you mostly use it for?
PS4 a lot.
Yeah.
And PS3. The PS4 has streaming built in.
Yeah.
But you can't use custom layouts, and you can't. There's a lot of stuff you can't do with it. So when you use the Elgato, you can use your own custom layout. You can use the overlay, so you can use your Twitch alerts, all that stuff. Like we'd like to see when a follower happens, when a donation happens, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can't do any of that stuff through the PlayStation. So the Elgato lets us do all that.
Like
more.
the PlayStation 4 and stuff like that, it doesn't really have like your own special layout stuff like that.
It's still fine. It's totally functional, and I would use it if I didn't have the Elgato. But I like having a custom layout.
But for streaming on the PS4, does it can you take away the chat and stuff like that?
You can, yeah. And then you can show the chat. Like you can just, if you just want to look at chat on your own, like you can just pull up your chat on, in a window, like on a tablet or on your computer or something.
Yeah.
If you don't want it on the screen, but personally, like if I'm watching back, or if there are highlights, I like the context of seeing the chat. Mm-hmm. So like if, for example, if it's a highlight from our channel and we were interacting with someone and that prompts us to say something or do something, I like both sides of the story.
Yeah, that's good. I can see that.
So I like to have the text on screen, which is, I think that's why people mainly do that.
Yeah, I wish they could resize it though, because I feel like when the text is on
you should
screen,
be able to.
It's taking up a good fourth
on the PlayStation. You better believe it takes up a fourth of the screen.
I don't know. It could. I would rather have it on the bottom,
or just allow us to just have text over the game.
Yeah,
who cares?
I mean, you can see through the text like that. It's not going to block your vision.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why they don't do that.
There you go.
Idiots.
We can be millionaires.
We should be. Let's tell someone that we should be millionaires.
Yeah, they'll probably believe it. Pay me $5 because I'm crazy.
$5.
Yeah, I took their dog.
So you watch a lot of Twitch?
Yes, I mostly watch. Well, I don't know. I probably have I follow about 20 people.
Really? You only have 20 followers?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, you're only following 20 people?
Yeah, I only follow 20 people. I mostly watch Skara, which is he was a professional League of Legends player for Team Dignitas. But now he's just in a streamer house right now. Not really a streamer house.
So what does he just do, variety?
He does, well, he goes, he used to main mid, but now he just goes whatever. Main fill.
So he's still playing League?
Yes.
Okay. That's a League term if you don't know.
There's 5 lanes there's 3 lanes in League, MOBA.
Right.
So. But he goes in the middle one, and I really like that. I watch some other League players. I also watch a little bit of Summit when he's playing Counter-Strike Go. I watched Widgety Bear, who was helicopter only, I guess, Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, 3, Hardline. So, but yeah. Who would you say your favorite streamer besides yourself is?
Well, the person that got us streaming was Crime Fox. Just a variety caster, just a cool guy. I realized that you could become friends with streamers. And you want to keep coming back, and regardless of what game they're playing, you want to just come back because you want to hang out with that person. So Crime Fox really got us into it. He doesn't stream anymore. If I'm going to watch a stream, I like Rockman Respect,
which is Mega Man.
Yes, I like Kodoom. Mega Man. He's got the best voice on Twitch.
Kodoom.
He's great.
I don't think I've heard Kodoom.
He sounds like Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
But even
is that screaming or whispering?
No, just a regular voice.
Oh.
And
you do a good Nicolas Cage.
It happens. It comes out sometimes. Yeah, I can't help it.
Put the bun down. So bad.
That happens. Who else do I watch? Those are the main 2. There are some other guys I really like, but Henry's another guy. Henry TM82. Henry Tomato, as I call him.
TM82.
Tomato.
That's no TM82. That's
It's not a Pokemon reference.
Okay.
And I asked him about it, and he had no idea what I was talking about. Huh. Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Must be hidden.
Yep. He's pretty cool. And there's tons of people I'm missing, but those are just some that come to mind right away. I like Twitch a lot, and I think people should watch more Twitch.
I really like Twitch. I mean, there's the whole debate where it's why do you watch people playing games instead of just playing games yourself? Right. You want to see people's reactions to the game and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely do a debate about that, but I like Twitch. I think it's really good.
Do you do like I do and just sometimes just turn on a stream and then do something else?
I wish I could do that, but my internet in Carlinville, which is about 20 minutes away from here, it is so bad. No matter what you do, it will just crap out on you, no matter what.
Right.
And
what's your down speed?
I can't remember.
You don't know?
I swear it changes.
Whatever it feels like.
It's we have new wave, but people just call it shit wave. So
of course.
So
isn't that what it is?
It's terrible. You're
screwed wave.
Yeah, screwed wave. But I sometimes I can watch Source on Twitch, which I like to do because high quality is easier to see. But then on some days I can barely go past low.
Really?
And I'm my weird. Eyes.
Well, some of that is to do with the person's connection.
Yeah.
Some of it's to do with Twitch's servers. Do you know about the whole quality options thing? Do you know how that works? It's pretty cool.
Some days it will be there, some days it won't.
Yeah, that's from what I understand it's if you are in a certain percentage if you have a certain amount of viewers, it's something like, and you're in a certain category, you get quality options. So like getting quality options is a cool.
It's like a privilege.
It's like a privilege. Yeah, wow. It is. So we've got them a couple of times, but it doesn't happen that often,
Huh.
So yeah, but the quality options is like, hey, congrats, you got quality options. Like that's a cool little thing.
In HD.
In HD. Yep.
High quality H2O.
That's right.
Wow, really? I just noticed because there's been some big streams like Summit one time. He didn't have his.
Yeah, you don't always get it.
That's so strange. He's like, I think one of the probably top 5 streamers on Twitch.
You don't always get it.
Oh yeah, he gets like 30,000 people. Like if he's streaming.
That's crazy, by the way.
Yeah, like that's so much.
That's insane. Like what's the point of chat at that point?
Oh, like
there's no point.
I think he gets like.
Does he do sub only chat?
No, he doesn't.
I would totally. Like with 30,000 people watching.
Some people are like,
just to thin it out so I can talk to people legit. I mean,
I think maybe during the matches and something like that, because he's like really good at like Twitch chat and like the game. He'll be.
Some people are great at it. I'm not.
He'd be like going at like a high stakes game, and he'll like look over at Twitch chat, and be like, oh, thanks man, thanks for subscribing and stuff like that. Right. And like when he says that, he actually like. It's not just like, oh, thanks man, thanks for subscribing.
Right.
Like that.
He really goes after it.
Oh my god, he makes. Insane amount of money. I think one day he had like over like 200 subscribers. That was probably like a slow day for him.
They make half of what they make half.
I think it was like $3.
They make like $2.50 off of every person every month. So yeah, they got to work hard for that.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. Well, donations too.
Yeah, donation. Oh my gosh, he got like $1,000 donation one time.
I've seen some of that happen. It's nuts. That is nuts. We one time had a $250 donation. That was insane.
From who? I think I may have been there.
Well, when Crime Fox donated like close to $200, if it wasn't $200 even.
Yeah.
That was nuts. But he did it like broken up. But one guy one time, we weren't even live. It was like middle of the night. We woke up and it's like, hey, Nightmare, $250. You may have encountered him before. He's in our chat all the time. He's a great guy. Nightmare is one of my favorite. I don't know why he doesn't stream.
Huh.
He's one of my favorite people on Twitch, and he doesn't even stream.
I would really like to try streaming, but my internet just won't allow it.
It sucks, yeah. I mean, if you could, I don't know. I could try to help you, but it depends on, it really depends on a lot of stuff.
I think it'd probably, I would probably have to, move to somewhere else.
Move to somewhere?
Move to somewhere, I don't know, down the block, probably.
As opposed to living nowhere.
Yeah.
I see.
I live in a cardboard box, but it has really great Wi-Fi.
That's all that matters, really.
There we go. Just Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
There we go.
We're going to have an interview with a local author, and he's also going to do a little reading of some of his stuff, so that's going to be really cool. So stick around for that.
What's the author's name?
His name is Dylan Sanders.
Not Stephen King.
Stephen King is his name.
Okay.
He's
Stephen Pennywise King.
That's right.
Pretty unknown fact about Stephen King.
That's right. That's true actually.
Look on the internet. Internet doesn't lie.
Yep. His name's Edgar Allan Poe. He's local. I was trying to think of some other Poe reference to stick in there as a joke, but it didn't happen. My brain shut off. It's off right now, completely off.
I only have the Raven coming into mind right now.
The Raven? Well, I mean, the Cask of Amontillado, Mask of the Red Death.
That was the worst movie.
The Pendulum? What?
The Cask of Amontillado, or what's it called? I don't want to talk about it. I just had an Asiago sandwich from Wendy's.
Cask of Asiago.
Oh my gosh! It's just Vincent Price with just Asiago cheese. Right. But that was the worst movie.
I love Vincent Price.
I like Vincent Price too.
I wish I had his voice. Vincent Price. I can't even do it. It's insane.
Have you ever seen the Tim Burton short film?
With Frankenweenie?
No, not that one. It's
it's called
I can't remember what it was.
Wait, it's called somebody's name.
Vincent Malloy.
It's called Vincent.
Yeah. It's
I love it.
This kid, Vincent Malloy.
Vincent Malloy. Vincent
I think it's Malloy.
I think it's Vincent Malloy.
It has a mun. There we go.
Is it Malloy?
I don't know, but he thinks he's Vincent Price, and it's Vincent Price doing the narration over it.
But isn't the kid isn't it modeled after Tim Burton himself? Pretty sure he is.
I don't know.
It is Vincent Malloy.
Vincent Malloy.
And yeah, I mean, just look at that hair. That's supposed to be Tim Burton.
That's so Tim Burton. Yeah.
That's Tom Burton.
Tom Burton.
Yeah, so
I'm a Tim Burton.
I think, wasn't that one of the first things he ever did?
It's pretty old. I'd probably have to say either early 80s.
1982?
1982.
Yeah, Wikipedia says it's a 1982 stop-motion short horror film written, designed, and directed by Tim Burton. Let's see, it's the second Disney horror film. That's it. That's the second one. The first one was Watcher in the Woods, which is a crazy movie.
I've never seen that.
I have it. You can borrow it if you'd like.
Oh, there we go.
It's 6 minutes long. There's no individual release of the film except for a few bootleg releases. It can be found on the 2008 special edition and collector's edition DVDs of The Nightmare Before Christmas as a bonus feature.
That's what I have.
Narrated by Vincent Price. Blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. Yeah. It's, that is what... if you haven't seen that, it's called Vincent, you should watch it.
It's really good.
It's really great. It won't take up much of your time, and it's...
6 minutes, like you said.
It's a piece of art.
So is Frankie Weenie.
Frankie Weenie?
Not the
original.
The original.
The original
where
is
it's
great.
live action.
Yep. The original's great. I did enjoy that. That also was a special feature on A Nightmare Before Christmas, I believe. Tim Burton's just shoving stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. I like Tim Burton.
I do too, although he gets a lot of credit for stuff that isn't his. That upsets me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like some stuff that everyone thinks he directed, didn't direct. Like Nightmare Before Christmas. Did not direct that.
It's just, it says Tim Burton.
It's his story, sure. His characters, his story, and he produced it, but no, he did not direct it. That's Henry Selick, who also directed James and the Giant Peach.
I like James and the Giant Peach.
It does not hold up. Does not hold up.
You don't like that movie?
It's
much?
great. I loved it when I was a kid, but I watched it recently. Does not hold up.
I watched it probably about 2 months ago.
Not the same as Nightmare Before Christmas holds up.
Well,
you got to admit, James, with that live action stuff,
yeah,
it's terrible.
When you have live action and claymation, it's hard to try to make them words and stuff like that and make them work. But
also, Jack Skellington is in the James and the Giant Peach.
When he's the skeleton.
Yeah.
Skeleton.
Oh yeah, he plays the skeleton.
No, no way.
Yeah, he plays the skeleton.
I meant to say pirate skeleton, but this the centipede, is that his name?
Centipede?
Not centipede.
Grasshopper.
No, not grasshopper. No, there's actually a centipede.
Yeah, there's a centipede.
But he's like, oh look, it's a skeleton, not skeleton. But
I understand. Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
The more you know.
That's
Rainbow.
right. The more you know, Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh yeah, Reading Rainbow.
Just take a look.
That just came back, Reading Rainbow.
It did?
Yeah.
Is it by Disney?
No, it was a Kickstarter.
Really?
Yeah, LeVar Burton did it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Let's kickstart everything.
There we go. I can kickstart my truck.
Have you ever done a Kickstarter?
I've not.
You really haven't?
Mm-mm.
I've done several.
You for yourself or?
No. Have you ever participated in it? One?
I did. I'm doing one right now for. I don't know. I forgot what it's called. It's a Patreon. There we go. I've done a Patreon once for Gunzum, I think is how you pronounce it. He does some animations on YouTube and stuff like that. Oh, cool. I think it's $10
a month or something. Or?
$10 a month, but if you do over $10,
you get special.
You get a special handwritten postcard that he does every 4 months.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It's really cool.
I like that kind of stuff.
I probably have to show you some of his videos. Oh my gosh, so funny. He has this one really funny animation where it's Spider-Man and he's talking to the chief creative officer for Marvel. And he's like, I want that 10%. But it's Spider-Man arguing with
I want
CCO.
More money.
He's like, I want that 10% and I want it now. And he's like, all right, fine, 10. He's like, 11.
That's awesome.
It's super funny. But
yeah. So you've done a Patreon, but you've never kickstarted anything.
Mm-mm.
I've done several. I've done several of the Rift Tracks things.
Yeah.
You get cool bonuses with those. And those have all been successful. I kickstarted they wanted to do Twilight. They couldn't get the rights to Twilight, so it ended up being Starship Troopers.
Okay.
Which was amazing. Seeing Starship Troopers in the theater was amazing. And then they added riffs on top were amazing. And then they did one for Sharknado.
Oh my gosh.
Which I did.
The first one? The first Sharknado?
Yeah.
Nice.
And now they did one for The Room and Sharknado 2.
Because The Room is because I know there's a video game called The Room.
No, the movie The Room. You're thinking of Silent Hill 2, The Room. Silent Hill 3, The Room? Silent Hill 3, The Room. Well, Silent Hill 4, The Room.
They also have...
It's one of those. It's 3 or 4. I cannot remember.
They also have there's this one game called The Room where it's just you're trapped in a room and you have to find your way out.
So original.
So original, indeed. There's 6 sequels probably.
I also kickstarted the Ouya, which I totally don't regret. Without being funny.
Towerfall.
That's on the Ouya. Towerfall was worth it. The Ouya was $100. It's a console. I still use it from time to time. I mean, I really do still use it. it does some stuff that my other stuff just doesn't do. It's an awesome little console. So I'm totally happy with that kickstarting. I also kickstarted once a game. This was a long time ago. A long time ago. I kickstarted a game called The Lords of Uberdark.
Uberdark.
Which was like 2010 or 2011 even. And it's like a voxel version of Minecraft, essentially. So it's like more realistic shapes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I know, a cube's pretty realistic, too.
No, there's no such thing as a cube, man.
Okay.
That's why Minecraft's not real.
Oh, I knew it.
So I kickstarted that. I feel like I have kickstarted other stuff, too. I don't remember what exactly.
I mean, I've been on Kickstarter. It's just, I haven't...
There's some neat stuff on there.
Yeah, there is pretty neat
I
stuff.
saw it on Kickstarter the other day. It's probably still on there. There are these headphones. They're wireless earbuds. And I'm like, oh, cool, wireless earbuds. But then I kept reading, and they're not for listening to music. They're for listening to real life. So they describe them as Instagram for your ears.
That sounds...
kind of cool.
That sounds like filters.
Weird, yeah. So like you have an Android app or whatever for your phone or iOS, and you can tell it what sort of situation you're in, and it will change how everything sounds.
That's rad.
So it's like there's like a concert setting, so like you can really like focus in on the music and make the music sound equalized and make the music sound better.
I'm surprised they have not done that earlier.
Or like like if you're trying to sleep, there's like a white noise, or there's like if you're in a noisy environment and you want to try and like tone out the like talking, like there's all kinds of different settings for it.
Yeah,
it seems crazy, and it kind of seems cool, but also like kind of like Bluetooth douchey.
Yeah, like I don't know, kind of like Google Glass, but not really.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, I got my Google Glass, I got my ears. I can't remember what those are called. I'll have to find out. Maybe I'll post a link, or maybe I won't. Really interesting, though. I don't know if I would actually use it, but I want to play with it.
Like, that would be pretty cool to have.
For some situations.
But how much would they cost, though?
I didn't even look.
I bet that probably sounds expensive.
I mean, at least $100.
Yeah, probably like at least. I mean, it won't be like a Beats or something like that. The only reason Beats are so expensive is because of the advertising.
Name. Yep.
Yeah. Beats by Dre.
That's right. You haven't heard of them.
Sounds by Steve. There we go.
Let me see if I can find Kickstarter. Here, active listening.
Active listening.
It's spelled HERE, like here, like you were here.
Oh, nice.
Active listening. Two wireless earbuds and a smartphone app to control what you hear and how you hear it. Let me see. Let's see if we can find a price on what they're asking for these. There's different modes. There's live music mode, airplane mode, office mode, city mode. Let me see. 6-hour battery life, blah, blah, blah. Very interesting technology stuff.
So they won't be on all the time.
Yeah, those are wireless earbuds. So that's what they look like in the ear there. That helps you if you're listening to the podcast.
That's pretty cool. And this is in the ear, not like over.
Yeah, they're earbuds for sure. 27 days to go. Oh, here we go. Back this project. $5 or more. 25 will get you a shirt. Oh wow, $179
for
is the asking price. Yeah, asking price. That's the early bird special. They'll be $199 to actually get them.
Huh.
So, or $359 for two. So that's really interesting. I mean, I'm not like running out to get those.
Yeah, but that'd be like a pretty cool gadget to have.
I think so. That'd be neat. We're at the end of our time.
All right.
I got to go back to work.
Oh no.
Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to plug? Spiky, awesome hair.
No, I have spiky hair, by the way.
Yeah. Well, they know.
Oh, they know.
They know. They can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
They can hear it.
They can hear it. My hair is on point, like figuratively and literally.
Anything though? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say? Your Twitter? What's your Twitter handle?
I think it's Unknown Weirdo, but instead of the O at the end of Weirdo, it's a 0.
At Unknown Weirdo with a 0 as a final O.
Hashtag no filter.
Hashtag no filter. Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Hashtag bring back DuckTales.
Okay, let's do that.
The series.
The cereal.
Which they are.
That's great.
We'll
talk about that.
It needs to be right now, though.
Yeah, within 5 minutes or so.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Like I need Disney texting me right now.
That's right.
DuckTales. Oh my god.
All right, if that's it, thanks for being here, man, and I hope you can come back.
Oh yeah.
To my car.
There we go. In the parking lot.
That's right. All right.
There we go.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. That is a fine young man. I want to thank Gunner very much for being with us again. You can follow him on the tweets and see what he's up to. Hopefully we can have him back sometime soon. Up next, we have a nice interview with a local author, Dylan Sanders. We're going to take you over there now, and then after the interview, he's going to do a little reading of some of his work. So stick around. Hi, Dylan. Let's get started by talking a little bit about who you are and how you got into writing.
Actually, I had been into writing since high school, I think, but I never really pursued it because we didn't have any creative writing programs in high school. So I actually went to college for art, studio art, I believe. I was an art major for a semester or two, I think a full year, and then I switched all my classes to English classes, basically, and just started writing. And one of the English professors okayed it, and then since then I've just been writing a whole bunch all the time.
So when was it that you realized that you needed to make a switch?
I think it was, like whenever I was taking my art assignments home and then like just not doing anything until the day before we would be like, because we had these portfolio days where we had to bring in our art assignments that we had done over the past like month, and they would ask us to show our best like 4 or 5 of them, and nobody ever drew them until the night before the portfolio day. And so I think that was the point where I was like, man, I can't do this for a living if I can't even do my homework.
So what was the first thing you wrote that you were like proud of and wanted to share with people? Do you remember that?
I think if we're talking about like college days, I wrote this thing which I had planned on writing like a full book from it, but it was really just a thing that I wrote. I think I wrote part of it for a class, and I don't even know where it's at now. But it was just basically about this guy who like thinks he needs to be on medication and stuff like that, and he ends up going to the doctor. The doctor like prescribes him sugar pills, basically, stuff like that. It didn't get very far, but like I think I published the first couple of pages of it in the magazine at Milliken, actually.
So do you see yourself ever going back and maybe finishing that story?
I think I could if I really wanted to go back to that, but it would be way different. Like if I rewrote it, I would have to go back and rewrite everything, because like since then, like my writing style has changed a whole bunch, and even stuff that like I wrote maybe like sophomore or junior year of college, I look at and I just kind of cringe because it's so much different from what I write now.
So as an author, do you read a lot? And who or what do you read?
I try and do a lot of reading. A lot of it happens obviously before bed, like when I have time. Favorite overall would have to be Hemingway.
I know music is very important to you. What are you into?
I'm into a lot of basically anything except country, but I mean, I think my preference tends towards death metal and that kind of music, actually.
Oh, death metal. I'm a fan. Who do you like?
Oh, one of the big ones right now is Archspire. They're like top of my list right now. Actually, I'm wearing a Ghost Bath t-shirt right now. So there's that. I don't know, some other good ones. Son of Aurelius, Black Dahlia Murder.
So how important is that music to your writing process?
It's kind of like a venting process. Because like, the music's really angry and cathartic that way. It makes you angry and it makes you like hate everything around you. And I think a lot of times that's what I need to feel in my writing. Like if I'm trying to write a really action-packed, like angry scene, get into a character's head or something like that, and they're angry, I want to feel that, or like I want to feel like the horror vibes that are going on.
So other than the music, does anything else influence your work?
I could say that video games have been like a big influence, like childhood video games such as like Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. I write a lot of stuff about those. Plug.
Anybody who listens to this podcast knows that I'm also a huge video game fan. So do you think you could talk a little bit more about that?
Legend of Zelda, for instance, just because it's on my mind now. Like Link is a character that you never hear talk, like no matter what, but he's like, yeah, he only makes noises. And so like for a character that never talks and only makes noises to be so like well characterized is like amazing almost. It almost seems impossible that he could even have a personality when all he does is yell and swing his sword.
What about movies? Do you have any favorites in that department?
I mean, like, I really like Wes Anderson films for some reason. Like, they're really weird and quirky, but he does like a really unique way of doing things, like with character dialogue and stuff like that. So like, it helps me figure out like, how am I going to write this dialogue for these characters without it sounding like 100 other people could have written this dialogue like the same way. Like, because I'm influenced by a lot of like Hemingway dialogue, because his is just short and to the point. He doesn't try and like flower anything up really with dialogue, and that's how I kind of base my dialogue on, is when people talk, they just say something, and it may or may not have to do with what the other person is talking about if they're responding to it, because that's how people talk, kind of like they just kind of almost throw words out and hope the other person can understand what they're saying sometimes.
Are you into poetry at all?
I like poetry, actually, like, and I'm getting more into it because I'm finding it really hard to like finish novels that I start. I've got like 2 or 3 that I've started, and like the ideas are really cool, but I don't know where I want to go with it. So I'm just like, I need a break. I'm going to write some poetry. And I think I like it more because, in writing, you can be abstract and stuff if you want, but you've still got to like adhere to these guidelines and tell this story, and you have to do it in this amount of pages, whatever. And like with poetry, everything counts as poetry. Like I could be doing stanzas and stuff with really abstract stuff, and then the next like part of the poem or whatever, it could be a quote from somebody else's book, and that would count as poetry, So there's a lot more freedom there, I think.
Now we got to know you a little bit. Why don't we talk about your upcoming project, Skull Kids? Sounds spooky.
So, Skull Kids, poetry to read alone in the woods, is coming out, I think, hopefully, let's hope, September release date. It's coming out through Bronze Man Books. They're publishing it. They're associated with Milliken. They're student run. It's a book of poetry that they're actually electing to turn into a graphic novel. I submitted it as poetry, and they said, we could probably make this into something else. And they decided, let's do a graphic novel of this. And it's loosely based on the lore of the Skull Kids from the Legend of Zelda series. So this is our plug for that, But so I basically like recreated the lore of the Skull Kids and made it into this Midwestern like contemporary mythos thing where like around where we live in like southern Midwest, like, oh, the forest, so much stuff happens in the forest. They find bodies in the forest like all the time and stuff. But like, there's all those stories that you grow up with like your grandpa like going in the forest and there's like a weird noise and he gets scared and runs away and he tells you for like 15 years that same story of that weird noise he heard. And like, I think that's kind of what this is, but it makes it more real. So like, there's two different perspectives in the story. One of them is from one of the Skull Kids, and then the other one is from this guy who's like, he had gone in the forest when he was young and he'd like found all the Skull Kids and he found their hideout and stuff like that, which is like a cabin in the woods. And now that he's older, he wants to go back and like re-experience that, find it again. And there's people with him, his girlfriend and that, who are just pushing against that idea of him like returning to that spot that he was, because they're like, this is stupid, this stuff doesn't exist out here, you should stop looking for it. But he ends up finding it, and him and the Skull Kid end up meeting again.
So they've elected to turn it into a graphic novel. I guess my question is, how much input do you have over the art?
As far as the art goes, I will have quite a bit of input. I actually haven't seen a whole bunch right now because we just got a new artist for it, actually. Should have been out in May, but there was difficulties with the artist, so that kind of pushed it back. But I mean, like, I'm Facebook friends with the artist, so our whole thing is going to be like, he's going to give me this suggestion, or he's going to say, what does this need to look like? And I'm going to tell him like over Facebook, and then he's just going to do it and show me a picture or something. It's going to make the process that much easier. I know the guy who's doing it is big into like anime and manga and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that he's going to go for like this kind of like a realistic manga type of art style for it.
So how can people stay caught up with you? Are you on the social media?
Yeah, I've got Facebook, and I've got Twitter, I've got a Tumblr and a YouTube that I don't ever use, but you can follow me on there too. I'm always posting on Reddit stuff about Skull Kids. And then when the book's out, you'll be able to buy it from, I believe Bronze Man has their own store that they use and they list everything in, but then they also sell it through Amazon too. But if you want, you can just Facebook me or email me, and then I can sign a copy and mail it to you that way too.
Okay, so what was your Twitter handle?
It should be at KFCZombie. On Facebook, you should just be able to type in my name, Dylan Sanders, Dylan.
So what's on the horizon for you? Is there anything you're working on now?
Yeah, like right now has been really busy and expensive with me trying to send out poems to different contests and stuff, and trying to get a novella published, actually, that I had written, I don't know, sophomore, junior year of college, and I rewrote last year. I've been trying to get that out there. So
I meant to ask you earlier, what do you have a genre that you would say you're a part of?
I think I try and do a whole bunch of different genres, actually. But honestly, I've heard that I write more like young adult style writing, but I tend to disagree with that. I don't think mine really like fits into the young adult genre. It's not like super friendly young adult writing like you find on Walmart shelves and stuff like that. So I tend to disagree with that a lot. I guess if I was gonna pick a genre, it would have to be like new adult or something, which like sadly is like most of the new adult stuff is taken up by like erotica and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be just fiction that takes place after high school and before college. Like, that's who it involves, is people in that age group. And I think that a lot of my work kind of translates that well.
So I heard you got into contact with several bands that you are a fan of and asked for feedback for your book. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, I've got the list in front of me right now, the ones that actually like gave me a blurb and stuff. Robert Edens from Native Construct was one of the cool ones, and like the most recent one that I got back. You know, guys from Ageless Oblivion, Moontooth, Aminals, Archaic, Tiger Flowers, Son of Aurelius, Epiphany from the Abyss, and then Abriosus. Well, and then what's ridiculous is I think I counted, and because I had made a list of like all the ones that I was sending to, and I sent to like, I want to say 90 different bands I sent stuff out to. And then about, I think half of that, so about 40 of them actually replied and wanted the manuscript. And out of that 40, I got like 18 people that actually gave me blurbs. It's crazy. Like, a lot of these people are so much more approachable than I thought they would be. Like, you know, these guys are like my heroes and stuff, and I like listen to their records and stuff, and just kind of fawn over them. And then I ask them to read my stuff, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, I'm into poetry, whatever.
And speaking of poetry, you're going to do a reading for us, right? What is it?
The poem that I picked out to read is called Triangle of the Modern Goddess, or Love Framed in Coffee Shop Morning. It's a 5-part poem. And it originally started out as a fake bomb threat that I was going to self-publish on Amazon as a poem. I had this idea where I was like, you know, how do you get someone to read self-published work? And I was like, bomb threats. There you go. Straight to bomb threats, and like giving clues to like, hey, this is where this bomb is, but it's not really there because, you know, I'm just a poet. It had started out that way, and then over time I was like, man, this is really not fun anymore to do this. So I think I'm just gonna go with a super like wastelandian deal and just try and make something really cool that follows a narrative in 5 different parts.
Mr. Sanders, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun.
Thanks very much for being here. And everybody else, stay tuned for the reading.
Hi, I'm Dylan Sanders, and this is a reading of my poem Triangle of the Modern Goddess, or Love Framed in Coffee Shop Morning. 1. Where are you, purpose? A girl at the head of the line spreads her black lashes with tips of fingers in a forward, now sideways motion. Coffee sprays and hot jets. Bzzzt. Her hair raises like dog ears, rides her hands up, licks her fingers dry, sleeps again. She stands quietly. A man in line behind her quietly nods, his eyes close then open again. His coat pocket swells with the motion of his hand, in repetition over a solid object. He hears the world in motion, smoky friction of skin over fabric. What do you need, sweetie? Hot mocha? No. Caramel? No whipped cream? Medium. And the name? A murmur. She writes in sprawling italics across the curve of the paper cup the name, Artemis. As she spreads herself across the air, through outstretched body, cup clipped between two dominant fingers, hands grasp at walls out of reach, and every knuckle pops. She yawns. His attention waxes. Bzzzt. Is the sun setting already, or rising? Sitting in place, so it seems. Honey, I can't, no. Very busy. The boys are on me today. She isn't stupid. Of course I'll get lonely. You can probably call later. Love you. Bye. She knows you're here again, huh? Leave the lipstick on your shirt collar? No, she just... Now let your inner self go, kid. It's just a bunch of words. Eggs. Yes. 2. Keep the shell out. No. Break the yolk and mix in the... Hello? What do you need, sweetie? The man wakes, walks, massages his bare chin with his palm, imagining he can rub from it shavings of silver to pool on the counter. On his hand, a steady oil coat shining in the lighted arms of the sun through coffee shop window. Mocha, hot, no whipped cream, medium, late night. Most are pretty late. People need what we've got, like Lazarus. He fingers the box in his coat again. A silver band rests unblemished, polished sunstones walking on the face, and passively he considers handing her the ring, only for a second. Bzzzt. $2. Thank you. No problem, sweetie. Next in line, please. Next in line. Can I help you, sweetie? The bomb, forever counting, rubs gently. Womb of time, infantile and pink. Numbers spiral into meaningless patterns. The light is gone, and you've forgotten about purpose. 2. Ursa mind. The day is passing. The girl has disappeared. And infinite space revolves around empty spaces. Image incomparable to reality. Her soft fluorescence, though, makes you name her something remarkable. Paralysis. She dances on a pulsar, exists in a vacuum, outside of you. But imagine her writhing in the arms of your bewildered, crying goddess. Dreams, branching into liquid sermons, your inner Jupiter satisfied. She caresses the air with a last breath, dies. Forever. The hunted animal. 3. Inner Jupiter. Callisto, forgive me for laughing, but the name you now call yourself is ridiculous. What does it even mean? Is it supposed to be some transference of self, a metamorphosis of your worth? Groundhog Day. Longevity prayed to me today, and he told me everything. How you passed out on his couch, didn't even wake up for work. After the night before, when you promised him you would be okay, and instead curled over his toilet in agony, every inside falling outward in Gregorian hum, porcelain choir filling your lonesome soundtrack, your very own 16 candles. I bet you could still taste the cherries the second time around. I bet you could give yourself wholly to a new goddess every night. I bet her touch was cold on your clumsy fingers, stretching and grasping. I bet her face was glowing when you summoned yourself into her, and blood-red stains marked the edges of your twisting algorithm, and the numbers stopped making sense. I bet she smiled, her wet hands kissing the broken skin where you slipped earlier in her shower. I bet you still finger the wound as you read this, hoping violet blue fades quickly, or goes, better yet, unnoticed. Because he can't help but love you, because you give so little back. Oh, young paralysis, In dark rooms you were always the ferryman, playing the ferried, lying to arrive somewhere new. The coins were for someone else. Now look at you. Where has it gotten you? Back to the forests of my arms? Safe with your old goddess? No. If you won't choose the river, then I will flood it. And all the fish I can hook and hang will be like you. And all the sky I can smother in storm and rain will be like you. And all the stars I can drown in woven blankets of dark will be like you, in order that longevity may survive. And I still wonder how you can mean so much to him when you barely exist. 4. Where are you, Artemis? There are stories people tell about things that lurk in the woods near town. They always insist that if you're quiet on a dark night, you'll hear their whispers through the trees. Hear them playing catch with cat skulls and lighting up lost corpses of fireworks that buzz off through the tops of trees like devil fairies or massive winged insects. They've spent so much time cramming that knowledge into our heads that even if we didn't want to believe it, we couldn't help ourselves. Our names are carved into the faces of trees marking our graves, but that isn't the problem. Children with skeleton faces forever dying and living under the canopies their bodies were consumed by. The forest speaks, the forest eats, the forest sleeps. That is all. Suicides, accidents, murders. Sometimes the body dumpers come back to find us, bury us, talk to us. Their voices catch the wind in shrill whispers, whistling bells of pine bark, shadow bone chimes, and the humid stench. Skinless wolves ripping their own stomachs to feed each other their insides as they starve. Nothing is ever able to truly die. That's what she promised. She came down through the trees on a green wind and lifted my sagging head in her hands, and she called me her young bear. And the days continue, one after another, and I haven't seen her again. My life is a pattern of zeros for years and years and years. I am forever, living always, dying constantly. She said she loved me once. Did she tell you that? Where are you now, Artemis? 5. Where are you, longevity? Giving tree, devour her everything. And what is she to you? The innocent cobweb you're toying in your fingers. In a room without light, the coin has many sides. You need only 2 to cross the river. The smoking tree called again, paralysis, asking where I was. She misses my wet dog kiss, she said, with audible grin, as I refused to indulge the flame and forget her number in a cloud of holy smoke. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And she comes to me more vividly, the tenderness of me, held between her tongue and roof of mouth, a circumcised knee crafted to kick. But I wake, thankfully not Groundhog Day again. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And yes, I am happy for paralysis. 0, 0. Happy she loves another. 0, 0, 0, 0. A velvet box supported by daydreams. 0, 0. A dumpster of thoughts and feelings all to herself. 0, 0. And she is happy too. 0, 0. One day I'll tell her. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Dear paralysis, I am happy for you. 0, 0. For only you deserve such a girl. 0. Whoever she should be. 0, 0, 0. To father your child. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And I too miss your rain-smeared face. 0, 0, 0. On the darker evenings. 0, 0. When everything disappears. 0, 0. and I'm left with only thoughts of you, 0, 0, and I fear you never existed, 0, 0, 0, 0. A series of unintelligible zeros is left, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Your old friend, longevity, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Bzzzt.